In this video, I'm going to be walking you through setting up your very own missed call text back automation inside of Highlevel the right way with phone validation so that you can only send messages to those cell phone numbers. This should be standard and this should be mandatory across the board because so many phone calls go missed, and those are missed opportunities that could potentially go to your competitors. So there's a few things that we want to handle with this automation. Number one, we want to make sure that the phone numbers that come in that we're missing, we're only texting if those phone numbers are valid. That means they're good phone numbers. We only want to be able to send a text to phone numbers that are textable, in other words, cell phone numbers. And we only want to be able to send text to those US phone numbers, or if you're in a country like the UK or Canada, you can segment by those countries as well. We also want to be able to remove incoming spam numbers from our entire Highlevel system so we can keep our database clean. There's a couple tools that we're going to use in here, Highlevel obviously being the number one tool, followed by another one called Phone Validator. I'm on the back end of Highlevel in the business profile section, and if you notice that Highlevel has an option in here to validate the phone number when first SMS is sent to a new contact number. The issue with this is that with you setting up missed call text back, Highlevel is still going to send a text message out to phone numbers that are not capable of receiving text messages, like landlines, VoIP numbers, some 800 numbers, and even some spam and unknown numbers. This can honestly hurt your sending rate, your sending reputation with text messages, and it can cause a real problem for you, keep your database messy. So we're going to aim to clean this with the text back feature that we're going to be setting up. Now, before we move further, it's important to note that validation does happen within Highlevel, and they charge you about 0.005 per validation, which is almost nothing. It's like pennies for validating phone numbers. I'm going to use this tool called Phone Validator, and they actually charge 0.004, so it's like a fraction of a cent less. Not that it really makes a big of a difference, but it has the ability to provide more services than what Highlevel does for us, including giving us carrier information, who the carrier of that line is, whether it's a landline, whether the phone number is fake, whether it's VoIP, and whether it is an unknown or an 800 number. If you look at Phone Validator's API, you can kind of see that for fake results, it's basically going to return a yes or a no. This is in the case that you have an online web form, for instance, and somebody gives you fake numbers. This system will validate that so that you don't have communication going out to those fake numbers. And in the event that somebody calls you and it's not a cell phone, as you can see here, it's a landline, a VoIP, or an unknown number, it will not send a text message to those numbers to keep your database clean. So here is the text message automation. I'm going to walk you through this so you guys can either replicate it or snag it. I'm going to leave some links below the description of this video. If you don't have Highlevel, it's a great tool to have, and you want to try it out, there is a link to Highlevel, and it is an affiliate link as a disclosure, but it will literally import my snapshot with all the automations that we use for local home service businesses. In the event that you already do have it, there's also going to be a link where you can go ahead and just buy this automation outright along with the snapshot that goes with it. So in order to create an automation, simply click on automations and click on create new workflow. And what I do is typically start from scratch, and I just click start from scratch here, and I name this accordingly. For this tutorial, I've already got one built in. We're going to dissect it so you can see how it's all put together so you can replicate it for yourself. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a trigger of incoming call status. Anytime somebody calls our tracking number or our business line and it's either busy, a voicemail, or no answer, then that is going to trigger this automation. The very first thing that I do is I add like a 3-second wait step in here just because I feel like it makes things a little bit smoother. Then what I do is I make sure that I'm only triggering this for new incoming calls. So if there's an existing customer already in my database, all I'm going to do is have Highlevel check to see if that customer already exists. And if they do exist, it is going to just fire an internal notification to my team, letting them know that somebody from our previous customer database tried to call us, and they need to go ahead and follow up with them. So in my case, it would be something like hey, Mike just called us. Mike with ABC Company just called us. We missed this call. Please call him back. If it happens to be a new phone number incoming, a new contact coming into the system, we're going to add a missed call text tag. And this is the very first thing that we're going to do. We're going to create a custom webhook inside of Highlevel. The settings are going to be event type custom. Method is going to be get, and you can choose quite a few in here. And then the URL is going to be that URL from Phone Validator. So you can find this in the API docs when you log into Phone Validator and you create a free account there. Next thing that we do is have authorization as none, and you can pull a few query parameters from in here. You can add another one in here like business name, or I can even add something like carrier settings in here, and it will pull exactly who the carrier is for that cell phone or for that phone number. But if you follow what you see here, you are going to be golden. So the very first thing that I do is just an API key, and I'm going to grab this API key from Phone Validator. So if you go into Phone Validator and you go to your account detail section, you're going to see an API key on the bottom right hand corner. You're just going to copy that code and paste it right here where it says, where I'm going to type in API. I'm going to just paste that API in here. Next thing that I do is I want to query what type of verification do I want. Remember, there was a fake phone number verification and there was a basic that covers a lot more. So I want to do a basic once, and I just type in basic in here, and then I just put phone number, and I just put that contact's phone number in here. So the way I do this is I click on tags, I click on custom values in here, and I go and I look for contacts, and I look for that contact's raw phone number, and that's what I'll put in here. Once you submit this for testing, you're going to be able to see a string of data codes that come out in here, and this is where all those fields come through from Phone Validator. So fake phone number values can only be either yes or no. You can see that the carrier in this case is Verizon, and the line type is a cell phone number. So the next step is actually determining whether or not this is a fake phone number or not, right? So number came in, webhook went out, validated that phone number, and then we pull this data from in here. We create a branch, an if-then condition, and we say, and we ask, is it a fake phone number? If the answer is no, it's going to go one direction. If the answer is yes, it's going to be tagged as spam, and it's going to be dealt accordingly. So let's say that this is a fake phone number, or something that it identifies as an unknown phone number maybe, or even an 800 number of some sort. I'm just going to tag it as spam, and I've got an additional automation that knows that anything that's tagged with spam is going to not call back, remove from everyone's workflow, DND, and then set to auto delete within the next 5 days so that I keep my database clean. If it happens to be a real phone number, the phone number passes validation, the next step is going to be to determine what type of phone it is. Is it a landline? Is it a VoIP phone number? Is it an 800 number, an unknown number? Or is it a cell phone number? Because what we're looking for as small business owners is the cell phone number. 9 times out of 10, a cell phone number is going to be what the customer uses to call you, and everything else usually is going to be spam, or it's going to be telemarketers or robocallers, etc. So we want to kind of filter those out so that we're not wasting our time reaching out to those people who are spam callers. So from here, I'm going to create another if-then condition, and I'm just going to ask, is this what kind of line this is? And I'm going to choose the value of cell phone. And you can grab these values from Phone Validator, but it'll tell you cell phone is the one that I'm looking for. Everything else I'm not going to be looking for. Okay, and the way I have mine set up is if it is a cell phone number, I then want to have a small delay, and I want to instantly respond to that lead with my automation. This is Armando. Sorry we missed your call. Can I help you? I even go in some of my clients. For some of my clients, I even add an additional step in here, in that if it is a text phone number, I'll go ahead and I will add hours of operation. So I'll do an if-then statement, and I will say if it is within a certain, contact frame, if this happens to be, Monday through Friday, and the current hour is on or after business hours, which would be something like 8 a.m. Date and time, current hour, and is on or before, let's say 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, then do this thing. If it's after business hours, to send in a business hour text message so that we can capture those people outside of business hours. Now, in the event that it is not a cell phone number, I want to go down this route and say it's not a cell phone number, but I do still want to identify what is it. Is it a VoIP phone number or is it a landline? Because those are two completely different phone types, right? A VoIP phone number is typically going to be from an office building, from a commercial place. And if I'm not of a business that services commercial or services anything like that, usually those VoIP phone numbers are going to be spam in some cases for local businesses, where a landline might still be an original customer or an existing phone number that does not have texting capabilities. So based on this, I'm going to decide what I want to do with this phone interaction. So phone call comes in, I miss the call, and the phone number gets validated. I determine that it's a real number. I determine that it's not a cell phone number. I then have the chance to say I'm going to tag this as a phone number that cannot be texted, and I'm going to notify my team to let them know that we missed a call from a landline of some sort. And this is how we validate and we set up missed call text messages the proper way. Now there's a few more things that you can do in here, like I said, add hours of operation. A lot of my clients are choosing to just DND and send these landline VoIP phone numbers to spam right away, because what they've realized is that the 99% of them that they've tried to call back and tried to address are either going to be phone numbers that are spoofed, or they're going to be from telemarketers, or are going to be from just spam contacts all alone. So they're finding that the text messages, the cell phone numbers, are the ones that are accurate, and 99% of the time we're dealing with cell phone numbers, and everything else can just go to spam. So totally how you want to handle it in your business. So this is our entire missed call text back automation with phone validation. And we also use this on our website. When somebody submits a form, we go through the same phone number verification process. In case somebody gives us fake contact details, we are not messing around trying to reach out to them. We just go ahead and DND them altogether. We don't even send emails anymore. If they give us a wrong phone number or a fake phone number, we just completely wipe them out of our system and don't even mess with them. So hopefully this helps you. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. I've got links to everything in the description of this video. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one.